Hello. Welcome to Car Expert YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. The Malibu is now one of the longest in the segment, but also among, if not the, lightest. The 2016 model is claimed to be about 300 pounds lighter than its dimensionally challenged predecessor. While most new models tend to choose between lighter or larger these days, Chevy managed not insignificant improvements to both. Some of that weight came out of the front end. The aluminum hood is lighter than before, and we'd wager that's because it stops very short of the leading edge of the car. Instead, the nose is enshrouded in a big plastic fascia, which has to be an advantage at the scales but creates a somewhat unfinished look. The more interesting styling-related item is the near-total lack of differentiation between the lowly L model and the range-topping Premier. Styling doodads no longer separate the trim levels, it's the features inside that fuel the upsell. The ritzier models, LT and Premier, get LED daytime running lamps, and the Premier features LED taillights. There are also differences in wheel designs and diameter that actually might entice you to pay more. The interior is a big improvement over the last generation, but it's nothing too special. The wraparound design is thankfully gone, opening up the feeling of the cabin left to right. One more vote for the lower trim levels. They adopt cloth dash panels, a cruise hand-me-up, adding some visual interest to what would otherwise be a wide expanse of plastic rubber. All models of the new Malibu are extremely quiet, with continued use of dual-pane glass to keep things hushed and relaxed. That attitude extends to the handling. It's neither a barge nor a sports car, instead hitting an everyman sweet spot that should appeal to most buyers, which is to say not enthusiasts. The steering is electric, with the usual way devoid of feedback, but it's well tuned to go along with the unaggressive character of the rest of the car. It's pleasant. You feel the weight reduction, or the engineers did a better job tuning the suspension, or possibly both, because the car soaks up bumps without floating and carries itself with a feeling of solidity that's been absent on recent GM midsiders. Most models, L, LS, and LT, come standard with a new 1.5-liter turbo for making 160 horsepower and 184 pounds-to-foot of torque. It replaces a rough around-the-edges 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4 that actually made a little more power and about the same amount of twist. Thanks to the weight loss, this engine is plenty for the car, and it's also thankfully slightly more refined than Chevy's larger and older turbocharged 4-cylinders. The one oddity we found was that it shifted well shy of redline at full throttle since power drops off right after its 5,600 revolutions per minute peak. A standard engine stop-start system is included and almost goes unnoticed, with none of the odd transmission unloading, reloading felt at stoplights and some other models. The 2016 Malibu will also offer the model's first true hybrid variant later in the year. Unlike the e-assist mild hybrid setup that popped in and out of the last generation, this is a true gas-electric system that allows electric-only driving up to about 50 miles per hour. It cleverly shares parts with the new Volt, including its motor-filled transmission, modified here for hybrid duty instead of range-extended electric driving. Despite the gas engine running and providing forward motion more often, the hybrid Malibu acts a lot like a big Volt, which is a good thing. In addition to the full powertrain lineup, Chevrolet also went all in on safety. The item getting most of the headlines is what Chevy calls Teen Driver, which is not a second-rate chauffeur but a system to monitor younger drivers or really anyone you don't fully trust with your car. There are certainly more exciting choices in this segment, but history has shown that exciting isn't necessarily what family sedan buyers want. Thankfully for Chevy, the Malibu is at least good again. Given the great numbers the outgoing model sold in, good has a chance of going a long way.